As we were saying, it has been taking different shapes and sizes. The first Dikhu project proposal was during the 90s with 120 megawatt by CWC. And later on, early 2000s or so, it got changed to 140 megawatt by NIPCO, uh, which was not accepted by the Power Department. And finally, this present one, the MOU was signed in 2009. So since that 2009, it's now the 15th year. We had two sessions. First session with the three apex student bodies of the three project area districts, that is Longleng, Mon, and Mokokchung. So from Longleng, we had the Home Students Conference. From Mon, we had the Konyak Students Union, and Mokokchung, we had the House Students Conference, and along with that, some of the subunits like Langbangkong Students Conference, Wokching Area Students Conference, like that. Then the second session was with the Business Association of Nagas, BAN, along with the District Chamber of Commerce and Industry from Longleng, Mon, and Mokokchung. So the gist of it was that as this project had been stalled for the last 14, 15 years, every time that we discuss with the any person who would be, needed to be discussed with, the constant refrain or the constant feedback we would get was department needs to engage more. Department needs to discuss more. So we've been doing it for the last 15 years, but still then, that was always been told to us. So we've been holding meetings with the village councils, with individuals, with the discussions with district administration, and even as recently as last year, there was a consultative committee comprised of members from all the 15 villages of the project area. And also we've been engaged with the apex tribal bodies of these three tribes. So we've been doing as much as we could as far as the dissemination of information was concerned. We have printed the booklets and pamphlets. We have produced videos, and this has been shared very widely across different platforms in the social media. But still then, people wanted more and more exposures and meetings. So we decided, okay, the students, this project is for the future, for the youth, the economy. So we thought we'll engage with the students. We're so happy that they all came, and then we had a very positive interaction today. And then they said that they will go back and discuss with the stakeholders in their villages and try to present the factual position. Thereafter, the economy, the business been one of the affected because of shortage of power supply. Then we had the business association and the three chambers of commerce. So we also had a very good interaction, and they also have said that they are fully in support of it, and they will also try to work out their own action plan to, help sensitize and spread awareness for the project. And this is particularly critical because time is of essence. Unless we can get this project off the ground within the next few months, our deadline is March 2025 as given by the central government of India. And if these issues cannot be resolved by that time, I think it will face foreclosure. As unfortunate as it would be, that would be the situation that we'll be faced with.
Yeah, this we were talking about the agreement that was signed in 2009 between government of Nagaland and a private company called Mrs. Manu Energy Systems. So in the agreement, it is on 76-24 equity ratio, where 76% of the investment would be by the company and 24% would be by the state, to the state. So that would be the funding method. No, this NEPCO, it's It's a project which was constructed on purely a very different model. So that is a CPSU, Central Power Sector Undertaking, Government of India, and where all the northeastern states have share of power from the project. So we also have our share from Doyang, which is about 6%, I think. And but this project is going to be not on that model. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be on a joint venture by the government of Nagaland, which will have its share and its say on the project, and the private company.
Regarding this, it is what a purely private enterprise kind of a thing, where the state government also has a stake, the 24%. So central government funding as such is not envisaged.
About 2,000 hectares,
Yeah.
slightly above that, but just say about 2,000 hectares. And these are largely gorges, and earlier these were just zoom lands, and very little of it are actually commercial lanes. So I think the fear of resettlement or removing their livelihoods actually it's quite minuscule. Uh, it will not touch any village per se if you mean the village boundaries. Absolutely not. Not a single village in terms of habitation, not a single extension, not a single plot will be affected like that. And in fact, the submergence is just by the riverbank side. At the most, where there's a steep course, it'll be maybe some 70, 80 meters or 100 meters from the existing river flow level. And where the land is a little bit more plain, it'll be maybe some 300 meters. And the villages are situated some 2-3 kilometers above this. So the fears are totally unfounded, and the rehabilitation and resettlement issues actually are not there at all because none of the habitations are been affected.
Paddy fields.
And
Some.
yeah,
Yeah.
By some, I mean, do you
Oh yes, we have in our survey report. I don't know. I don't remember exactly the area, but it is minimum. Some paddy
with regard
fields.
to,
now see on that battlefields, um, there are battlefields on two villages, Niang and Kangjing. So these are the two villages which has some battlefields that are likely to be touched. Now, how many hectares of paddy fields? We are not exactly sure
Right.
because they have not allowed to do the actual survey. But from our Google Map studies, we have seen that there'll be, it's not much, maybe some 20, 25 families are dependent, I mean, are doing the thing, and then these are just small fields, which may not be sufficient for the year-round food from the produce of this. So maybe some 20, 25 families are doing the paddy field in one village, and maybe another 20, 25 in the other. So it's not.
I mean,
We just to add to that, just a correction from what I said before. Since actual survey could not be conducted, it is just from the Google map simulation only we have arrived at some areas as our earlier speaker has mentioned. You see, as of now, the demand of Nagaland, peak demand of Nagaland is 180 megawatts. And Dikhu has the potential of producing 186 megawatts during peak monsoon. So from there we can correlate the potential of the project.
As far as electricity is concerned, the state will get the first say in 100% of the energy generated.
okay, one more thing.
Yeah, on that, let me just further supplement. The installed capacity is 186 megawatt, fine. So we're not going to get that all the time. So during summer, maybe about 3-4 months, we may get that full capacity, 180 or even 185. But during winter, 5-6 months, we'll be getting only 40 to 50 megawatt. That's the firm power. So any hydropower, they will get only 1/3 of the capacity during winter, and that's for almost any hydro.
Okay, and of course,
See that one. We will draft EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment. The report is under preparation. Then, under that one, all these issues will be reported, and there will be public hearings. And in the public hearings, what kind of land, what size, which village owner, and what kind of plantation, paddy fields, or plantation or crop, all these things will be classified, and then including the land compensation cost. And after that, only whatever environmental effects, if any, what are the steps to mitigate that will have to be specified. And only after doing that, it will be submitted to the Ministry of Environment and Forests, and only after they are satisfied with the mitigation, they'll give the clearance for the project. Now, that's one part. After having said that, personally, I would argue that the coal-based thermal power generation is much more environmentally undesirable. But because of lack of electricity, there's a lot of coal-based power generation that is going on. Then, not only coal, but even fuel-based, oil, all this power-based generation, including nuclear, are not desirable, but because of the necessity of electricity, people are doing it, and relatively, hydroelectricity is one of the cleanest energy and renewable. And we talk about solar, wind, fine. But solar means what? Nighttime comes, it's zero. And it's very expensive to store. Wind, Nagaland doesn't have much potential for wind. So our best chance is this hydropower, and we have limited sites, limited potential only, so it has to be tapped. And once this project is done, far from it being environmentally negative, it's going to be positive. Positive in the sense it's going to recharge the land, dry land areas. Flora and fauna which are getting dried out because of June cultivation will be revived. Reforestation can be done. And then we have seen with Doyang, after the water body was done, these are more falcon which we never imagined came flying. So there will be positive impacts of this, and then the marine life, the fishes. There will be fish ladders where the fish population will not be affected. The breeding will not be affected. So the only concern earlier was the fish, because we are putting a physical dam, but there will be safeguards for the fishes also. And as far as the other flora and fauna is concerned, far from negatively impacting it, I feel it will recharge that area.
The estimated cost is about 1,900 crores. 76.
It's not simply like that. The financial structure is a little bit more complicated than that. Suppose it is that 1,900 crores. So this 1,900 crores, how much of it will be put in cash? That will be called equity by the developer, including the state government. But obviously, since no one has that amount of cash, it has to be pulled in through financial institutions. And that's what we're talking about, FDI. So now, if 1,900 is the total project cost, how much of it will be put in as equity by the developer, and how much of it will be taken on loan? Debt equity ratio. So that is still subject to finalization, because financial closure has not been done. So whether out of that 1,900, whether 80% of that you'll take on loan, or 70% or 60%, so that's still very fluid. No. It's not like that. After March 2025, this issue will go outside the hands of the state government. It'll be beyond the control of the state, and so beyond the control in the sense the state will no longer have the option to give it to any other company. No, because the MOU is there. And that one, the state government is unlikely to cancel it because the company has done nothing wrong. The delay is not because of the company, it is because of our own people's refusal or unwillingness. So I don't see the government canceling the contract, and I don't see the company just allowing it to be withdrawn. So if it gets lapsed in March, then the extension of the TEC may not be given. Department also will find it difficult to apply even for the extension, and without that, no new company or no new developer can come in.
EEC.
Techno-economic clearance. Yeah. So without that, there will be no financial closure. No investors can come. No banks will lend. And with this agreement already with this present company developer, a third party cannot come without their agreement. So the issues, unless it is solved now, even with a new party, the issue still remains, right? The land issues, submergence, or the local issues. It's not the issue created by the developer, but those are internal within us. So even if you change X number of developers, the issue, if it's still there, it cannot move forward.
We are not very sure of what their real requirement is, but it is not certainly not compensation. Maybe it is to do with the traditional land holding system that we have and the mindset that is very ingrained in us.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.